after Vice President J.D. Vance criticized European officials to their faces in a speech last week about their crackdowns on free speech and political dissent. CBS ran a segment on its show 60 Minutes, where German officials explained and defended their government's criminalization of online speech. The segment featured interviews with a handful of German prosecutors and activists pushing for more government control over speech, all set over dramatic footage of German police raiding the apartments of people suspected for posting insults or political dissent online. Those interviewed proudly described how the government has made it illegal to insult people in person and on social media. They recounted stories of people getting convicted for saying mean things about German politicians. But much of the time was spent presenting the German government's crackdown as a clear-minded approach to prevent the return of totalitarianism. State prosecutors relayed anecdotes of citizens being charged for posting some unseemly jokes and pictures that used or referenced Nazi language and iconography. Left out were the less outrageous examples, where people were charged for posting dissent that didn't call for any violence, or for using Nazi symbols as a way to criticize the current German government for being too authoritarian. But that's all happening too. It's understandable that the Germans are especially traumatized about what happened to their country 80 years ago. But it's hard to watch the segment as an American, where mocking, ridiculing, and criticizing people in power is an instrumental part of our history and culture, and conclude anything other than that the German political establishment has instituted totalitarianism in the name of averting totalitarianism. Of course, this is all presented as being defensive or reactive, but every regime in history that went totalitarian did so by framing its actions as either a righteous response to past misdeeds or as a way to prevent possible future atrocities. In the West, Germany has so far gone the furthest, but Canada and many other European governments are not far behind. Here in the US, we have fewer problems with government censorship for now, but it's clear that many members of our political establishment are in favor of bringing the German model here. Viral segments like this should serve as a stark warning, because once a ruling class has control over what can and cannot be said, the descent into totalitarianism is remarkably hard to reverse.